Hey everybody, AwesomeMattG here, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be covering a Kickstarter for a game that isn't out yet. So this is Popup Dungeon. It's a RPG. Well, you can read it right there. It's a roguelike papercraft RPG. It's kind of like a PC version of a Dungeons and Dragons tabletop role-playing game, for lack of a better explanation. Um, it has multiple versions, like most really good indie games nowadays. You've got they're gonna try to include like a single-player storyline that you can continue through. They've got customized campaigns that can be created by players and uploaded that you can download and play. You can do like multiplayer with your friends, either local or online, and you can even have one of your friends do like a dungeon master style character where they're the ones dealing with how the dungeons are created, how the enemies come at you, and what is available to you as a group. But this is exactly something that I've been looking for because in real life, I used to get together all the time with like X and Navard and Cilios and a bunch of our other friends, and we would get together and we would play D&D style games. We never really fit into like the strict rules of D&D. We would normally take the general idea of D&D and then modify it for certain styles of gameplay we'd want to play. We usually played fantasy styles, but we would periodically go into like the not the steampunk, but like the future punk, the Shadowrun style gameplay where with hackers and guns and stuff like that. But this was really interesting to me. I came and checked it out. They're going until I think May 18th, and they're trying to raise the money for their game, but it looks amazing. I'm going to include some videos that they sent me as kind of like filler stuff in on this video so y'all can get a better sense of what I'm talking about here. But some of the features that they've got in here are what I've already mentioned. It's turn-based. It's built on a kind of a grid system, so as you're playing and you choose your character, you can see where your character can move, what he can do, what the area of effect of what he can do is. You've got everything is customizable, so the dungeons are customizable, the weapons are customizable, the abilities, the enemies, everything you could think of is in one way or another customizable. You've got the Dungeon Master system, so you can have one guy design everything, and then you and a group of friends just get together and play through it. It's going to be on Steam, and it's going to be in the, what does Steam call it? The shareable marketplace thing. It's in here. So Steam Workshop. There you go. In the Steam Workshop, you're going to be able to upload all these creations so that other people can download them, and you can download stuff other people have made. So I know there's going to be a lot of people that get in here and do like full conversions of the game to a sci-fi theme, or full conversions of the game to a specific a specific fantasy story that they're familiar with, and they're going to design an entire world out of that. That would be awesome. You've got all kinds of weapons and custom weapons too. I mean, you've got your standard fantasy weapons, your standard sci-fi weapons, and then you've got goofy weapons like singing fish on a plank and stuff like that. You can customize what they do, what their bonuses are, what kind of damage they do, as well as like spells and abilities. You can customize all of that stuff. Again, you can customize what kind of damage they do, whether they have positive and negative effects, what their splash radius is. You can customize your own character, not even just to the point of like waiting for other people to modify it. They're going to include a template with the game, and you can kind of draw your own character on there, and then just import it into the game. Boom, there's your dude. You know, super easy. All this stuff looks like it's going to be ridiculously simple. And that's going to make for a hilarious like genre of stuff. You're going to have like the super serious guys that get in there and basically duplicate all of the D&D rules or all of the Shadowrun rules. And then you're going to have people that get in here and just go bonkers with it and make the most ridiculous stuff you can think of that just sounds so stupid, but when you're playing it, it's like hilarious. All kinds of stuff. This game looks like it's going to be amazing. Like I said, I'm going to try to include some of the videos in here because just talking about this doesn't do it justice. You actually have to see some of the stuff. Currently, he's thinking that the party size is going to be around 6 or so people. I actually talked to the main guy. I forget his name right off the top of my head. I want to say it's Enrique. Is that right? Yeah. So I talked to him via email, and I was like, making a group like 8 or 10 would be awesome. And he's like, well, it'd be difficult because it's like the coding is probably totally doable and fine. It's just the more people you add to the game, the more slow it's going to be because you're going to have to wait for the other like 8 people to do their stuff before it comes back to your turn. And I didn't, that thought hadn't even crossed my mind. I was like, ooh, yeah, you don't want to wait forever to do that. But it's going to be a good sized party. So he's thinking, like, I think he said he was thinking right now about 6 is what he's shooting for. God, there's just so much stuff. Vending machines to buy stuff in the game, so you don't actually have to make, I guess, merchants. I was going to say vendors, but I was like, no, these are technically vendors, but whatever. There's generic things like portals that can take you between dungeons, so you don't have to necessarily make one giant dungeon with like a million keys scattered all over the place. I mean, I guess you could. You could make it like a Metroidvania where you're constantly going back and forth across areas you've already done. That would be interesting. Dang, I didn't even think of that. Okay. But either way, you could make portals that would take you to different dungeons, so that you could connect a whole bunch of individual dungeons together. There is intended to be a story for a single-player campaign, but I don't know whether it's just going to be a single character or whether you'll be in control of an entire party. Of course, there's going to be multiple tile sets. There's going to be your standard fantasy tile sets, your standard sci-fi tile sets. And then he's going to include other ones eventually, depending on how much money they get during the Kickstarter. You're going to get additional enemy pre-builds, you're going to get additional tile sets, additional playable characters, additional abilities that are all pre-built. Those are all their stretch goals. Let's go down here. Yeah, see a whole bunch of different tile sets, PvP abilities. They want to put this on the Wii-U if they get to 100 grand, and if they get to 140 grand, they're going to go for an iOS and Android version. And then, of course, their top stretch goal right now is 240 for voice acting. So right now, I don't know if they're just going to make no voices or if they're going to get like themselves to do the voices at the moment. That's not really detailed, but either way would be fine with me, honestly. Most of the time you're going to be, with voice acting in a D&D style customized game, you're going to need to include an option to disable it so that, like, if you're playing as a group of friends, it's just y'all talking back and forth via Skype or something. So there's a bunch of different pledge fees. The basic one's $15, get you a copy of the game. No problem. Get you a Steam copy of the game. Let me specify that. So if they reach like the Wii U version or the Android version, you're going to have to, chip in more money to get that version. The one I'd like to go for is the, I think it's the $29 one. Is that it? Yes, because it's during development, because their development schedule is going to be like 1.5 years or 2 years, I think. But during their development schedule, they're going to have polls available to forum users, and at the $29 level, you get to vote in those polls, which include like what kind of tile sets are included in the game, what kind of weapons, what kind of characters, stuff like that. And this game has got me really excited to the point where I want to influence what gets in here to a certain extent. You know, I really love the fantasy stuff, but there's a special place in my heart for the sci-fi style D&D games, like the Shadowrun style of games. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, if we have a Shadowrun style game and you're running through the game, what if you get to a computer and you need to hack it? How are you going to do that? The computer could actually be a portal, and then it could take you to another dungeon, and that would be a small little dungeon that's, you know, fighting enemies to get, like, information in a sheet of paper. That you could do all that for hacking. That would be so awesome. But yeah, I'm really stoked. Can't wait to see some alpha and beta releases. I'm sure they've probably got some of the background stuff already being built, even though they haven't gotten funded yet, because that's just how gamers and developers are that are in the indie scene. Is like, we don't have the money. Screw it. We'll just build like a framework and we'll wait and see if we can get money. And if not, we'll just kind of put it on hold for a while. But I'm excited. I hope y'all are excited too. Stop by their Kickstarter, give them all your money. I want to see this game, and I'd like to see a lot of the extra features that they've got with their stretch goals. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll see if I can answer any of them myself. Maybe I can get one of the people in the crew to stop by in the comments and answer some of them if I can't. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.